Hey, just got a thought I want to share with you about how we make decisions. I was recently contemplating a number of different things and kind of frustrated with life, or actually confused about some decisions that I was facing. And out of those that place, there was a temptation to start asking big questions and should I change this, and maybe I should do something different. And I started to try to reason out and try to figure out what's going on. But internally, I was feeling stressed out, I was feeling frustrated, or just kind of complacent or dissatisfied with things. And I realized how important it is to be aware of the spirit that we have influencing our lives when we're trying to ask questions or make decisions. I was recently talking to a couple friends and clients that were making some decisions, and I realized as they were making those decisions, it was out of a place where they weren't connected with God, or they're frustrated, or they're looking at things in the natural. And I started asking them the question. I said, have you actually stepped back and asked the Lord whether or not you should be doing this? Because a lot of times we make decisions out of natural situations, and I know God gives us wisdom, absolutely. But I also recognize there's a lot of times that we make decisions out of a place of being frustrated, or we're confused, or we're feeling lost about things, or we're just empty, and we're making decisions because we're reacting to the situations, we're reacting to our internal feelings, and not based out of a place or founded out of a place of peace. And so I really want to encourage you to be aware of when you're making decisions, not to make decisions when you're feeling disconnected from God or you're feeling frustrated, because we actually allow those decisions to be influenced by the spirit that we are partnering with. So if we're frustrated, we're allowing the spirit, that the influence of the enemy to come in actually to influence the decision we're making. If we're out of a place of peace, we're allowing the Holy Spirit to reign and rule inside of our decision-making process. And so I just want to encourage you not to make decisions out of fear, but out of faith. One other example is my wife and I were talking about possibly purchasing a home. Well, we went and looked at this house, and in the midst of it, we're with our realtor, who's a friend of ours. We're talking about what the possibilities are with this house, and we're ready to say, let's go, let's make an offer. In the midst of it, I get a notification that some financial situations just radically shifted for us, and we were going to be losing a significant amount of income. In that moment, I knew the Lord said you could partner with fear or you can partner with faith. It reminded me of a situation with a client that we were in, and they had lost about $80,000. They didn't know where it went. We were doing research, we're checking with the bank accounts, and we could not find this money. We didn't know what happened to it. And I remember talking to the owner's wife about it, and she's like, I don't even know what to do. I feel like my husband's going to be pretty upset. We can't figure this out. We've lost over $80,000. We can't find it any place. And I heard the Lord say, if she partners with faith, it will change the outcome of the situation. But if she partners with fear, it will allow the enemy to come have influence. It will change the situation as well. So I told her that. And we just declared right then, God, we trust you, that you're actively working on behalf of us who wait upon you. And so Isaiah 64 talks about that. And so I just encouraged her to do that. And the same situation happened with me with this house. And I just said, okay, God, we choose to trust you, even in the midst of the unknown, and even in the midst of potential really bad situations. We have a choice to partner with faith or fear. When we believe the lie, we empower the liar. When we believe the lie of fear, we empower that to have influence. When we believe faith and trust in God, we allow Him and give Him permission to impact and to have a part, to influence the decisions or the situations that we're in. That situation with $80,000, the next day we found out that it was held back by one of our credit card processing companies, and it was put back into our bank account within 3 days. And with the house situation, the Lord turned everything around, and our financial situation increased instead of decreased. We thought we were going to lose money, but actually the Lord was bringing new opportunities in for us. And so I just want to encourage you to be aware of when you're making decisions and what you're partnering with, and when you're choosing to ask the questions or make the decisions, just to be aware of the presence of God, to stop, get reflected on who He is, what He's done, and how faithful He is, and not make a decision out of reaction, out of fear, or frustration, or confusion, but get to the place of, God, I trust you. Remember who He is, what He's done, and what He said He will do. And it talks about in Timothy to wage the warfare according to the prophetic words over your life. Go back to the promises of God over your life. And remember, this is who God said He is. This is what God said He will do. And declare the truth over your situation, because that will end up changing the outcome of what you're going after. So I just want to encourage you. It's just some thoughts on my mind today. May you be blessed, and may peace reign in your life, because the Holy Spirit is peace. And so I just invite you right now to invite Him into your situation, to allow Him to have influence in the outcome of the circumstances you're facing. God bless you guys.